Hi, let's go a little bit through the project plan and why we need that. I hide myself again as normally, and let's think first situation that there is somewhere customer, someone who is interested about some kind of service which is not existing, or there is already some kind of service and there is not all features are not enough for the customer or end users. This stakeholder somehow wants to develop new version or add new features to existing one, whatever. But there is someone who is working in software development field, and he or she is able to deliver a software solution if needed, but there is a certain kind of business also involved, so the money is needed to build that development and feature forward for the project or this product which is needed. So customer is very interested about that, how much this costs. We have to make some kind of estimation or make some kind of pre-planning first to make sure that we have an understanding together, and that's why we need requirement management phase. We have to collect all information which is needed for the solution to understand what are the primary features and things inside that. And then when we have this kind of knowledge, we can count or make some kind of cost estimation for the project. But when we have a green light from the customer who is interested still to make this progress and give the money to development team, company, whatever stakeholder has found as a team to make this possible. So then we have to have some kind of plan to show to customer side that we have a clear view how to go through this project and deliver that what is needed. The solution is not done in a way that you just take money and then you say that okay, call me next month and it's ready. It won't be go through, because you have to make really understandable way to show that what are the primary targets for your development and how you can achieve the level of the good and accepted product in the end of the project. So when we put this project idea in this early phase situation, that it's just there, we have some kind of agreement of the price, but now we have to deliver some kind of evidence how we gonna do it anyway. And after that, the customer makes a decision, does he buy this development work or not, and that's why we need this plan. So if we move in a little bit better place, we can look at this whole timeline of the project. So it means that how we manage to build this software during this period of time. And what is the period of time? Of course, it depends on what is customer's targets, which he prefer, what kind of features, how much money he can invest on this development, how many person is working for that. Of course, the costs are getting higher, and you have noticed that there is this concept of project triangle existing, that there is a costs, money and time, which are limiting the progress of the and delivery of the product. So you have to be aware of how to go through, but what is needed and when and how much we have time. Those are very important aspects of the project. So when we are planning it, it's interesting and important to understand how much we have anyway time to do it. So the project limits from the customer point of view can be that there is already need for a certain day, that after that it has to be ready because of some reasons. Customer has to have that solution existing because there is things going on and they are ordered that, and there is a deadline. So we are first taking the first start and end, but then we have a quite soon some kind of discussion about when we have to show some progress. And this is very important to understand, that there is some goal. Someday we have to show some things which are progressing, and this is very valuable to know already. What are the primary targets for that goal day or gate? We are calling that more like a gate. It's a place we have to do some kind of check, and that's very important to understand, that these checkpoints are mandatory to know already when you are planning your project. And project plan here will be containing all these kind of items, so you can read about what are the needed deadlines and which are the most important moments when the project team has to be aware of things. And there can be several of these goals or gates, whatever we are calling them, and it's possible that team has to be just ready to plan and think how they are needed to work so they can reach those targets. I just do my editing here. So these checkpoints can be changing what is under checking. For example, this can be just checking the documentation and plans. Are they correct, or project is going on quite well. Next point is that you have to show something concrete that you have achieved with the development. And we have to plan these days before, because then we have to build our team and our resources according to these goals or gates, how we call them. So we have a team of people here, and we are planning how to use these persons in a right place. So we can look at that there is same kind of person involved in almost every week. I just put these persons in a just showing that this same person is working full time with this project. So we have a knowledge that this person here is very important for the project, and there can be another person also involved whom is whatever is needed for the project, and we put him there as a mandatory person. And now we understand that these persons are working for primary for the project, but there can be also some resources from the certain persons which are needed just for certain moment of the project, not all whole time when the project is going on. So that's the issue, to make sure that the project manager, whoever is planning this road from the start to end, has to understand how to use different resources. For example, there can be someone who is needed just only in the start of the project, giving some kind of consultancy. There can be also people who are just involved for end, just checking and making sure that things are in the right order, or make some consultancy or support, whatever. And that's why this list somehow, who is needed and when is needed to do, because this is also giving some reality on the cost estimation, how many hours those people are used or needed for the project. There is also very important thing that we have to plan what we are delivering in different phases of the project. So this box here is just describing the idea that what we are releasing in one point of the project, we have to make sure that we have an understanding with customer that what is going to be out from the project during the certain moments. So it means that there is a first goal gate check happened, and we have planned that first version of software is delivered during this time period between these two goals, and next version is here available for customer, and one version as a last delivered version will be available for customer, and it should be this what we were planning, so customer can get that result from the project, which is now in this case software. So these are the elements why we need this plan. We have to do some kind of pre-planning for the resources, pre-planning for the timeline, how to split it in certain checkpoints or split it in weeks or sprints, whatever, but we have to do it first. We are not doing this planning continuously when the project starts. It's also very common concept, continuous planning. So don't mix it in this case, because this course is dedicated for the traditional kind of project where we are really planning and estimating things beforehand, and then we start to execute it. So our target is not start from here and make changes every week, because won't work in a complicated world. But when we are talking about agile development, then there is certain aspects which you have to be aware of, which are really used in real life. But in this simple project model, we are just dealing with the idea that we have to do this pre-planning, and then we are not using too much this agile thinking, that we don't estimate what is going to happen during the project. We are now spending a little bit more time for that. We just make sure that we have understanding with the customer and our team and resources what we are going to deliver. But this course is also having the concept of sprint. So it means basically that you have to make, as a project manager, this split for timeline. So I don't draw it here because it's not the idea, but when we are starting from some point, we are making some kind of splitting. How we are splitting our timeline? Do we split it in 1 week, or 1 week's sprint, or 2 weeks, or 2 week sprints? It depends on the how the project manager is working, what is the methodology which is using. And when we are using this agile way of working, we are really building this sprint model, and we are using it in this course anyway. So we split this project time in a certain period of times. One sprint is 2 or 3 weeks period. It depends. In this course it's 1 week, but you have to make this splitting beforehand, so you can fix the dates and days with the gates or goals, and make sure that you know that if this is sprint 0, 1, 2, 3, so we know that in the sprint 3 there is a goal 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, there is a goal 2. So that's why we need to make this kind of decision. And GitLab has this little bit different kind of thing, that there is just milestones. Milestone 1, milestone 2, milestone 3, milestone 4, and this is also somehow milestone. So try to look at other movies also, and you can find the idea how to make this tasking. And issue tracker usage in another exercise, but this movie is a little bit opening the reason why we are making this plan. We have to make this whole progress visible there somehow in readable way, and cost estimation is also the part of the work for the project manager. You know what is the time, what is the feature set, what is needed, and you see the team members who are needed. So you have to count the cost or do this estimation visible so we can deliver the customer end sum of the whole project, and then the customer make decision, does he take this work, and he will pay for that. And that's why we have to show that document as some kind of plan and evidence that we have a clear view how to deliver the software. This is just the background. Let's discuss on Zoom sessions a little bit more. Thank you.